Hey, it's a super chilled out workout today. We're just going to do some passive stretching. Some of this other more dynamic or intense stuff that we're doing can cause a bit of tightness around the hips and the lower back and the legs. So we're just going to loosen off all those muscles, those surrounding
Hey
muscles and
guys,
tissue
I didn't
today.
feel like jumping around in the garden today, so here I am inside, and today we're going to do some passive stretching today. So what we'd call an active recovery day. We're going to start off with one that's probably quite familiar to all of you, just sitting on the ground, the legs outstretched, straight at the knees, folding at the lower back, bringing the chest towards the legs, so bring the upper body down towards the legs, folding over, if possible, reaching out and grabbing the toes, or even just holding part of the leg and pulling ever so slightly just to increase the stretch. We're just pulling very gradually, and we're holding it at the edge of our comfort zone and just feeling the stretch here down the back of the legs, maybe to some extent in your glutes and also in your lower back. Okay, so just holding that maybe for another 10 seconds, maybe seeing if we can just deepen the stretch ever so slightly for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now what we'll do is take one leg, we're going to bring the foot into the groin, and as far as possible bring the heel right in here, tucking it in, and then we're just going to stretch one leg at a time. Very similar stretch, just bring the upper body down towards the leg, okay? And we're going to hold that again for 30 seconds. I've got a timer here, I'm just keeping an eye on it. So we'll hold that for 30 seconds, stretching out. We'll see if we can intensify the stretch ever so slightly. I find that when you do just one leg, you can get lower. I think it's probably because of some biomechanics going on here in the lower back. You're able to twist into it a little bit more. So I do find that I can always get lower. Oh, there we go. Cool. Right, let's switch legs, and we'll go for the other leg tucked in, and we're going to lean forward again for 30 seconds, just gradually increasing it, no bouncing or anything like that. We're just going to hold and gradually increase the pressure, pulling ever so slightly, feeling it in the hamstrings and in the lower back, just for another 15 seconds. Okay, that's it. See how low we can get. That's good. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Okay, now we're going to leave this leg in here, and we're going to bring the other foot in to join it, and we're going to stretch the groin here, okay? So pulling the heels in, tucking them in as much as possible. Try and sit upright. I'll turn around so that you can kind of see that I'm not hunched over, which is a bit of a tendency sometimes with this stretch. So we're just keeping the back nice and straight, shoulders back in a kind of natural position. Bringing these feet right in, pulling them in as far as possible, and then all we're going to do is using the elbows whilst holding the feet, just apply a little bit of pressure, a little bit of downward pressure, okay? Just doing like this, and you'll feel the stretch in your groin there. So let's hold that for another 30 seconds. Just as before, just no bouncing, no dynamic movements, just very gradually increasing the pressure and very gradually feeling a more intense stretch in there. You notice the muscle just does start to just loosen off after a few seconds. You can sometimes surprise yourself with your own flexibility. So another 5 seconds. Okay, that'll do it. And now what were we going to move to now? Okay, we'll move to the glutes. So I'm going to stretch the glutes here. Can get quite tight from a lot of the squatting movements that we've done recently, the mountain climbers and things like that. So for that, all we're going to do is we'll lift up one foot, we're going to bring it across the body and having it rest just above the knee of the other leg. Now we're going to just lie back for this one. Going to reach in with the hands behind the hamstring here, behind the other leg, and we're going to pull towards ourselves, okay? And we should start to feel the stretch, maybe in the groin, but also here in the glutes. So we'll hold that for 30 seconds, just gradually pulling a little bit further. And feeling that stretch. Another 20 seconds. These areas can get really tight from a lot of the exercises that we've done recently. The mountain climbers, the kind of even the marching and the elbow to knee kind of movement. They can get quite tight. Let's switch over. So we're bringing the foot up just above the knee of the other leg, reaching behind that other leg and pulling towards the chest. And we'll hold that. I can really feel that one actually. For some reason this side's tighter than the other one, but anyway, that happens. And we're going to hold again for 30 seconds, just gradually pulling a little bit more. And you should feel that stretch here in your gluteus maximus. Okay, another 10 seconds. See if you can increase the stretch ever so slightly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now while we're back here, we're going to stretch the quadricep muscles, these ones in the front of the thighs. So I'm going to reach back, grabbing here where the shin kind of meets the foot, not the toes. Grabbing here where the shin meets the foot, that joint there. And then my leg's basically in line with my spine, the rest of the body, and I'm pulling my heel to my butt, just like this. Okay, I'm not flaring up like this, I'm keeping it pretty much in line with the rest of the body. And again, we'll hold that for 30 seconds and see if we can just gradually increase the stretch. You should feel it right here, just at the top of the thigh. Another 10 seconds, see if we can just increase that a little bit more pressure. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching over, switching legs, so you'll maybe be able to see better where I'm holding here, and then keeping everything in line and just pulling that heel towards the glutes. Turn around like this. And again, we're going to hold that for 30 seconds. It really is such a valuable thing to do when you're regularly active. It does help your recovery and help reduce injury, and you just feel more mobile, you know, you feel a lot better for it. Okay, another 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, moving into our final stretch, we're going to get into a kind of genuflecting position for those of you who are familiar with that. So my body's directly above this knee. We're going to stretch this muscle here, the hip flexor muscle. And all we're going to do is just take this forward ever so slightly. So sort of a little step forward with the lead leg, and then we're going to lean into that so that the weight's moving over here and we feel the stretch here. And again, we're going to hold that for 30 seconds. Seeing if we can just deepen it ever so slightly. There we go, that's so maybe another 10 seconds. See if we can just increase that stretch ever so slightly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, cool, I can really feel that one. Okay, and then over to the other side. The weight's above this knee, step forward, and then lunge into it, stretching your, I say lunge, but do it gradually. And we're just going to hold that for another few seconds. Feel the stretch right up here. Okay, just the top of the thigh, just above the thigh. We'll hold that for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's us. It's just about all the major muscles of the lower body and the hips stretched, the lower back as well. Okay,